at how to calculate a mean with a frequency table. And as you can see, I have a frequency table in front of me that has the class boundaries, the class limits. You guys might remember this. We did this a little while ago when we were creating frequency tables. What I've done is I've added a class midpoint column. As you can see here, the class midpoint is calculated as the middlemost value between the class limits or the class boundaries. It'll be the same value either way. And now what I'm going to do is calculate the frequency distribution, frequency table mean. So I'm going to need to put a label here, frequency table mean. And because I want this to look a little bit like put together more, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the text and stretch this out just a little bit more. Center it and merge it. Actually, I'm going to center it. Okay. Now, remember, the way to calculate the frequency table mean is to use the class midpoint as the data value and multiply each one of the frequencies by each individual class midpoint. So that's what we're going to do here. And I'm going to call up by using a plus sign, and I'm going to go to the frequency, and I'm going to grab that, and then I'm going to use the time sign on my keyboard. That's the Shift 8 to pull up a time sign, and then I'm going to click the class midpoint. And I'm going to say plus, and I'm going to go through that one at a time just for you guys today. Times each one plus, and in no time we'll have this thing populated. Now remember, after I add these together, I have to divide by the total frequency. And where do you see that located? Think about that for a minute as I finish populating our table. Have you found it yet? If you have said that it is the total of the frequency column, you are correct. After we go through and we add all these things together, then what we're going to do is we're going to divide it by the total sum of f. Now that is always the case in a frequency table, is the total of the frequencies is the number of pieces of data. And with my last two here, rounding this out, and now I'm going to quickly look to make sure I didn't make any mistakes, which I don't think I did. So now I'm going to say divide that by, and then I'll put this one, the 84. Now I have to caution you, as you can see, we have a lot of additions. In fact, this whole numerator should probably have a parenthesis around it so that it'll take. So I'm going to put my cursor back in, move it over to right in front of K3, and I'm going to add an open parenthesis, and yes, then I'm going to have to add an end parenthesis at the end of H12 there. And I'll hit return or my enter key, and it calculated the average value to be 51.3095238. That is how you find the mean using a frequency table.